I've always been kind of excited about space flight, and as a kid, it was my dream to join NASA. And honestly, that's one of the things that kind of sparked my interest as a kid in going into science and becoming a physicist. Nobody in my immediate family, was into anything in a STEM related or science related field. And the dream of becoming an astronaut from just as a small kid is what kind of inspired me to go into physics, and that's what eventually led me to medical physics. But I always kind of kept that dream of becoming a NASA astronaut at the back of my head. Yeah, it goes back as far as I can remember. I'm not even sure where it started, but I have a distinct memory as I must have been like 5 or 6 of drawing the space shuttle as a kid, and just this idea of exploration and using science to explore has always been something that stuck with me and I've been really passionate about. So actually applying to be an astronaut was pretty simple. I basically just they put out a call for applications at the beginning of 2020, and I just went online and basically submitted my resume on it was the usajobs.gov site. Basically like you'd be applying for any other job. And the selection process, because of the pandemic, was a little bit delayed this time, but we got called back for. I was lucky enough to be called back for an interview and a couple rounds of interviews, and then yeah, here I am. Oh yeah, that was so the way they let you know is that you get a phone call from the chief of the astronaut office, and I was we sort of had a text group going with a lot of the interviewees. You get very friendly with the other interviewees who are just it's an amazing group of people. So I think coming out of my interviews, just having met all of the incredible people that I interviewed with. And hearing all their stories, I sort of was convinced. I was like, "There's no way that I'm going to get chosen out of this just amazing group." So when the phone call came, I was sort of like, it was great going through this process. And the chief of the astronaut office called and said, "Hey, would you like to come down to Houston?" And I mean, my took me a second to regain myself. My jaw hit the floor, and then I think I said yes about as quickly as you could possibly say after something like that. I called my wife straight away, which maybe wasn't the best idea in the world. My wife works in medicine also, and was just about to go into a surgery, and so I maybe didn't put her in the right frame of mind for that. But it was just incredible to be able to share that news with my family and my daughter. So it's a great feeling. Yeah, there was. I mean, it is bittersweet leaving medical physics. It's because it's something that I am incredibly passionate about and I love. But this is a childhood dream, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, and it just to me it's just incredibly special. I feel really honored that I'm able to do it. The reactions were fantastic. I think combing through my email inbox, the number of exclamation points that I saw was just just incredible. I told a lot of the people on my team that I was applying and going through the process. But I think everybody's been incredibly excited for me, and honestly, that's been just really awesome to see. How excited and how inspired the idea of space exploration is for people. And I think I feel really lucky that I'm going to be able to sort of share back some of that excitement as I go through the journey to getting there. Yeah, I mean, I think that in my mind, the thing that I got really inspired by sort of the NASA missions as a kid was that we can do incredible things when we work together as a team using science and engineering and math and biology and basically all of the sciences. That if we really sort of put all those things together, we can do things that seem impossible. And so that led me to physics, to basically looking at how we can understand the universe around us through through equations and math and sort of ways that we can describe the universe. And so, kind of translating that to medical physics, I think, using, the idea that we can use math and physics to help people with cancer, that was just incredibly compelling to me as I was finishing grad school, thinking about how we can solve these incredibly difficult problems through science. The other aspect of that is how we can do that working as a team. Combining multidisciplinary knowledge, biology, physics, and people from multiple different disciplines working together to solve a really difficult problem. So I think, to me, those are the connections that I think led me to medical physics, but are also the things that have led me to NASA. Yep, start in January. So we're going to be diving right in, learning a whole array of things from how to operate the International Space Station and the different systems there, robotics, how to spacewalk, how to fly jets, and also Russian language training. So going into a wide array of very different things. So that'll be a lot of fun. I mean, in a lot of ways, it actually brings me back to thinking about how I was feeling going into the start of my residency program, my medical physics residency, where before going into medical physics, my background was actually mostly in astrophysics. So a lot of the topics that I learned when I started in medical physics were totally new to me. So thinking about biology and the cell cycle again, or learning about anatomy and different aspects. It was sort of in a way learning a new language and a new set of skills. And so I think I feel in many ways like I felt going into residency, like really excited that I'm going to get to learn a whole new array of skills that I don't know yet. And so I think it's something that I'm really looking forward to, is getting a chance to do this wide variety of things, just like I got to do as a medical physicist. Yeah, so we start training in January, and it's sort of a roughly 2.5 year training process, which we'll do as astronaut candidates. And once we sort of finish the training pipeline, we'll then become fully fledged NASA astronauts and will be eligible for assignment to missions. Yeah, so my understanding of the process, I'm still pretty new at this, is that once we're done with training, we have the opportunity to get assigned to a mission, and then we'll do specific training for that mission, whether it's going up to do research on the International Space Station or going back to the moon. And so we'll get training in the specific areas for the science and the operations that we'll be doing as part of that mission. I just feel incredibly honored and lucky to have been selected for this opportunity. I think it's it's something that I've been looking forward to my whole life and dreamed about, and it's something that sometimes feels a little bit surreal that this is something that that actually I might be able to have a chance to do myself. So it's something I'm really looking forward to, and it's just an incredible feeling, and it honestly just makes me so excited to be part of this NASA team. Yeah, no, hey, we have great connectivity now on the International Space Station, so doing my online OLA questions should be no problem.